Hello and welcome back. First I'm going to use my MAC Mineralize Timecheck lotion and put that as a primer on my face. Next I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation in the shade NW15 and apply that with a beauty blender on my face. Well, I noticed that this foundation was a little bit too light for me, but I just went with it, and later on I will bronze up my face so that it will match my neck. So next I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla and conceal under my eyes and highlight with it. And later on I will also put that on my T-zone to highlight my face. And I'm also going to blend out that concealer with my beauty blender. Next I'm going to set that concealer with my MAC Emphasize powder and apply that with a brush. This will also help to brighten up my under eyes and, well, yeah, set the creams I put on. And to set my whole face, I'm going to use my Kiko Cosmetics Matte Fusion Pressed Powder in the shade 2. And now it's time to bronze up my face, and for that I'm going to use my Morphe Brushes 9BZ palette, and I'm going to use these two shades and bronze up my cheekbones, my forehead, my temples, and a little bit on my chin, so that I do not look like a white ghost, because my foundation was really a little bit too light for me. So that way I'm going to darken up my face. And with the contour brush I'm going to deepen up my cheekbone so that it looks like a slight contour. For my blush I'm going to use my Covergirl Trublend blush in the color Medium Rose. And this is actually a baked blush, and I'm going to apply that with my blush brush from MAC on the apples of my cheeks. Now for highlight I'm going to use my BH Cosmetics palette with Carli Bybel, and I'm going to use highlighters from the palette, actually these two, and I'm going to apply my highlight on the highest points of my cheeks. Look at that gorgeous highlight. Now I'm also going to highlight my chin, my cupid's bow, and also my nose. Now to set my face I'm going to use my Urban Decay De-Slick makeup setting spray, and this is the bomb, you guys. It's so good. And now for my brows I'm going to use my Brow by Benefit Cosmetics in the shade 3. It's the pomade, and I'm going to fill in my brows. I always like to start at the top of my brow and build that arch because I do not have very much hair up there. Next I'm going to apply this brow pomade on the lower part of my eyebrow, and I'm going to connect that line with the upper line I just did before. I'm having a little bit of a struggle with my brows lately, so excuse the little brow hairs you can see. I do not really know what to do with my brows, so let me just grow them out a little bit, and then I will have a beautiful, nice plucked shade brows. I'm so sorry that I'm not in focus. I'm still trying to figure out how to fill my brows properly. So bear with me. Next for eyeshadow, I'm going to use this shade and just apply a light wash of color in my crease so that there's a little bit of color showing. Next for my eyeliner, I'm going to use my Maybelline Eyestudio Lasting Drama Gel Liner in black. And I am going to use a angled brush and start at the outer edge of my eye and create this line. Next I am going to connect the outer part of the line and draw a straight line across my lid, so you will have like something like that. And now I am going to fill in the blank space and you will have a nice easy winged liner. It's really that simple. And if you do not get it at the first time, you just have to practice and practice and practice. With practice comes everything together and you will eventually have a perfect winged liner. Even I struggle sometimes. And you want to keep that line as thin as possible so that you can even it out if it happened to be a little bit too thick, so you can go always thicker, but you cannot get thinner if you already start that thick. And then you will have something like this, and this creates a really nice eye. Next for my mascara, I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational Luxurious Mascara, and I'm going to apply a few coats of that mascara to my upper and lower lashes. Next for my brows to finish, I'm going to use my Maybelline Browprecise Fiber Filler in the shade medium brown. And this has, like it says, some fibers in it, so it creates little brow hairs and makes the brows look fuller and more put together. So now moving on to my lips, I'm going to use my MAC Prep+Prime lip primer and put that all over my lips. And after waiting a few seconds, I am going to use my favorite red, which is the MAC Ruby Woo lipstick, which is a matte shade. And I'm going to apply the shade in the middle of my lips, just to create a base red. Next, with my lip liner, also from MAC, in the shade red, I'm creating the perfect red lips and the lip shape. So for my lips it's a little bit difficult because I have very uneven lips, so I have to fill them out, not like my actual lip shape. God, get it together. Not like my actual lip shape, but I have to keep it more inside the line on the left lower side and drag it more down at the right corner of my under lips. And on my top lips I really have to fill them out and draw over the line. And with practice it will all get better. And make sure that you work slowly so that you can avoid mistakes. And if you work with such a vibrant red or darker lip shade than in Nude, you can easily make mistakes and they will be so hard to remove from your already perfectly done makeup, and you would have to do your foundation again and put powder on top of that, and it will just create a mess. So be careful with reds and darker lip shades. So now on my upper lip I really have to draw the line outside of my lip shape so they can look even and nice and full, because I don't really have much on my upper lip. So I have to create one. And just for a tip, if you want to have perfect shaped lips, you can look at the side of your face and look at the profile of your lips, and you should have a lying heart shape, as if it's lying. I hope you understand. Now, just to intensify the color, I'm going back with my lipstick, and so that there are no harsh lines from the lip liner and the lipstick. And yes, that concludes my tutorial and my video. Thank you so much for watching. This is a really classic look for a night out or just a formal event, and I hope that you learned something in this tutorial, and yes. Thank you so much again for watching. Please subscribe and like this video and comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like, so that I can improve my videos for you guys. Thank you so much. Bye!